So it really sounds like the ultimate question as to how you should proceed, if you should settle or if you should go to trial, it's really based on the individual circumstances of each case. And it can be very variable. For some people, it'll be worth it to go to trial, and then for other people, it just simply is not worth it, and it may actually cause them to lose money that they could have got from the adjuster. Is that what y'all think?
Yes, they have the potential of walking away with much less or nothing at all. And then the clients will be upset that they got less or nothing. But that is a chance or risk that you take.
So even if an insurance adjuster had offered money initially that they felt like was too low and they wanted to go to trial, if they lose a trial, they get nothing.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Nothing at all. So not only have they racked up litigation expenses on their attorney's expense upfront costs, they walk away with nothing. So they walk away with nothing, but yet they still have all these costs that have to be paid.
So I think the last question is the stress that comes with a trial. Is there anything that a person can do to try to mitigate some of the stresses that come with the trial, or is that just a part of going to court every time?
I think that's just a part of going to court every time. I think the most stressful situation is the length of time that it can take to get to court. Some may not understand, oh, my injury happened, in 2020 or 2019. We're 2 years later, nothing's happened. They could have financial hardships and waiting on something to settle. Can't not promise you a length of time. It could take years or months. So the decision is ultimately, do you take what's offered to you now, or do you wait out and you go to trial?
Well, and I think that's the stress of it can be managed when you go into it well prepared with expectations,
With realistic
expectations of what this process is going to mean, what you could what your potential recovery could be, the likelihood of how clear is this case, what kind of jury are we potentially dealing with in a geographic area. And if you have those realistic expectations, then the stress of it can be managed more. But when you go into it and you don't know what's going on, you're not clear, no one's telling you what's happening, that's going to compound your stress because, one, you don't know what's going on. Two, you don't understand why things aren't going the way that you would anticipate them to go. Because it's important to remember that what we see in popular media, what we see on TV, is not how trials work in the real world. It's not that way, and sometimes we can inadvertently create an expectation that adds stress to that process.
I think that's definitely true. When I was a kid, I thought being a lawyer was Matlock. Because my dad watched it. But now, as a lawyer, I realize it's nothing like Matlock. So thank you both for being with me today. And thank you for listening to our 4th episode. Stay tuned for episode number 5. Thank you. Have a good day.